Hey y'all, it's your girl Nikki, and I'm back with another Love is Blind review. So this is actually part 2 of my review for episode 5. So usually I've been able to do it all in one video, but y'all, it's going so much going on in 5 and 6. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 for both. So let's pick up where I left off. So now we're at my faves, Tyler and Ashley, and I just love that they are just so like into each other. They're here from the abstinence to the jokes to they both fine, just everything. So they're in the pool and he's joking about his love handles being his insecurities and showing off all his tats. And my girl Ashley said, where you getting my name tatted? And he said, oh, I was thinking right here about a whore. I know that's right. And he didn't even skip a beat. And I'm just like, the Lord must be in that, because the fact that they are abstaining, because from her perspective, he fine, and from his perspective, she's beautiful. He got the tats, and it's like the sexual tension is there. So I commend them for staying strong, because baby, the Lord himself is keeping them up off of each other, because I know they 1 second, one prayer away, one Jesus wept from jumping each other's bones. Y'all stay strong in the mighty name of Jesus. Tim and Alex. Alex asked him if he thinks she's bossy. He says, oh, I think you try to be, but I'm an unmovable object, which I agree. I think he is very stubborn, and they both have met their match. I think she's probably spoiled because she does have a really good relationship with her dad, and the way she even carries herself, you can tell she's not used to hearing no. And then with him, you can tell he's used to saying no and being spiteful just because he can tell you're not used to hearing no. So I think this is a dumpster fire waiting to happen. Don't think they're gonna last at all, nor do I think they should. I think this is a very immature union. They both seem very toxic. They both seem very no depths, and they both seem very kind of annoying in a sense. Like, she's always nitpicking at him. He's always doing silly jokes. Even that little, the dog. And then he does it in that conversation. And then she gets annoyed again. Like, she's always angry. They not making it to the altar, because I'm annoyed by both of them. Then we get to Nick and Hannah. Hannah asked Nick, oh, would you get my name tatted? Nick said, hell no. He said, I ain't Tyler. I'm not Tyler, okay? And then she gives commentary to him, basically saying, what the girls were saying in the pods and stuff, like giving him the feedback of the women's quarters. Because he asked her, like, oh, were all the ladies checking for me? Was I a hot commodity? And she was like, absolutely not. I'm glad she was honest with him, because, baby, Nick, little do you know, they was on Hannah's head for 40 days and 40 nights trying to get you up out of there. I told you, the only ally you had was me on the internet, Nick. The girls hated you, okay? And then, did y'all catch when he asked her, like, oh, have you had any work done? And she was like, no. He was like, oh, just making sure. What that mean? That sound like if she would have said, yeah, then what? That's what I would have asked him. I'm surprised Hannah didn't say that. And then he even asked her, like, well, in the future, would you get some done? And she's like, well, maybe a mommy makeover. And he's all like, oh, you look better natural. And I can see that might be a thread that comes back up later. And then she starts talking to us again about how she used to the finest man in the room that's usually 7'3", and how Nick is just so small and tiny. Girl, you don't want this man. Talking about she trying to push through. If I ever have to be like, I'm trying to push through to like a man I'm trying to marry, I don't need to do that. Sis, stop wasting this man's time and wasting yours, and go get you a corn-fed wide receiver, or I don't watch football. The wide receivers are kind of small, right? A linebacker. I know they got big backs. A linebacker. That's what she wants. She want a big back man. I love seeing Tyler pray over Ashley in bed. That was so sweet. They gonna pray and then just, hold fast to the abstinence. I love it. They said you ain't getting none tonight. We are praying, cuddling, and we are resting in the love of Christ, okay? And I love it. Steven tells Monica that he's been basically winging everything in his life. Like, he's never had a plan. He's like, yeah, for the last 30-some years, I kind of just been getting lucky and being in the right place at the right time. Excuse me? Monica, I've been telling you to run since, episode 2? I'm bringing the cleats at this point for us to run together. Because if a man is telling you that his whole life he's never had a plan for himself, what do you think you have coming? When he has to add now the stress and even more responsibility of having to have a plan for a woman and future children. Don't worry, I'll wait. Like Monica, it's giving Monica, you keep bringing up this age, and you brought up how all your friends have all these, families, and you go into all the life achievements, and you're ready for yours, and the baptisms and the birthdays, and you ready for your man and your family. It's giving you just want somebody to fill the seat. A warm body just to check off the box. And Steven does that. He gonna be a warm body, and I feel like that's all he's gonna do is be a warm body and some heart. So, we get to Taylor and Garrett. Garrett has me crying. Talking about this mouth tape. Talking about some people cover it up and call it hostage tape. Okay, so now getting to the end of the episode, we see why the episode is titled, What the Duck? Because Hannah and Nick are by the pool at the resort, and she's nicknaming him the Love Doctor, the Love Doctor. Girl, you don't even like this man. But anyway, for real. So anyway, he sees these duck statues across the way, and he's like, oh, I want to go ride the duck. And he's like, kind of inviting her to go do it too. And she's like, boy, bye. And I don't want you to go ride him either. And she's like, why not? And she's like, it's going to give me the ick. And I get the ick in general when men ride things. Hannah, that was so coded. But okay. And I'm glad that Nick didn't let her stop him from going to have fun. As a goofy, silly person myself, if I want to do something goofy like go ride the ducks and take a picture and do all that, I'm gonna do it. And I wish I would be with a man that's like, oh, it's gonna give me the ick, or oh, that's weird. That's what. Are we in high school? Are you worried about the head cheerleader making fun of you and not thinking you're cool and asking you to go to the mall on Saturday? Like, and see, that's the stuff that reminds me that Hannah is the youngest woman there. Cause what? So I'm glad he stayed true to his personality, having fun. Y'all are on vacation. Girl, let that man be goofy and silly. Out of all the things that these men are out here doing in the world, the last thing you need to be worried is because your man want to go goof off and ride on a fake duck statue. So he goes and does it anyway. And she got the ick, but it's cool. It's not till this older Mexican lady come over and start riding the ducks with him, and they giddy up. Now Hannah pissed. See all them insecurities coming out. Now she mad. She call over like, come back over, Nick. Why the Mexican lady call her out? Talking about, oh, she jealous. Don't be jealous, like yelling back to Hannah. I'm like, okay, now Nick, okay, I was with you when you was sticking to your guns and who you are and what you like to do. But once that lady started being like, oh yeah, she jealous, don't be jealous, and like rubbing it in, that's when you're supposed to be like, okay, not too much on my fiance. And you kind of check the lady nicely, and then that's when you're supposed to go back to your woman. But he like laughing it up and stayed over there with the woman, drew a line in the sand, and they over there doing the Kentucky Derby on the ducks. See, that's when I would have had to come over and fight you and that lady. And I would have been jealous, all right. I would have been jealous, molly-whopping you on top of that duck. But Nick just over there, and see, that's where you lost me, Nick. Now, we supposed to be Johnny and OJ. I've been fighting for you. Come on, Nick. You doing a lot. And so, that's when he lost me. So then, after him and old girl, I guess, finished their race, he comes back over to Hannah. And it's like, oh yeah, so what you think? You know she mad. You know she is mad. I feel like he was so wrong for that, antagonizing her. And she's just like, oh yeah, I definitely got the ick, like I told you I would. And he's like, is it really that deep? And he jokes and says like, well, maybe we should just go ahead and end it right now. I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't laughing and I was serious. And she's just like, oh, and then she's like, oh, well, I'm just playing. And then, yeah, I'm like, I don't think this gonna work. And he's like, I think you're jealous. I was surprised he called it out. I think it's both. I think she was both jealous once old girl came over. And I think she already has the ick. And she clearly is not attracted to Nick in any way. Physically, personality. I think the physical just threw everything off. And she was looking for a reason to have an ick, and you gave it to her. Because when you really like a man and you really are into him riding a duck, him riding anything but another woman or a man, you will be all right.